Hi, it's Grandma's Can Renovate. Today we're going to be installing a faucet on a bathroom vanity.
On, and that's not quite off. On, and that's not quite off.
So I went and purchased this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the new one in, and we'll see how I'm going to apply it. I'm going to go underneath the sink, and then there's two shut-off valves. So I'm going to shut that off, and you'll see the water stop. If I turn the shut-off valve on, of course you're going to see it run. But also, what you might find interesting is that over here, there's no connection at all to the hot water line, because at the time that he installed this, I just wanted water and I didn't have any hot water tank. Now I got the hot water tank. Just want to let you know I'm using 3 pliers. I may go from one to another, depends on which one works very well for me. And then I have some plumber's tape. I really don't need the plumber's tape. This new technology today with these lines, they have inside of them a little rubber gasket, and it works pretty effectively. I'm just old school. I want to be sure. On both ends I have that, and I'll be connecting that up to, here's the red is always hot water line, as you see, and the blue is all cool for cold water. You can see that. That's actually connected, and that's what's causing the leak. When I turn it on, it leaks. I turn it off, of course, it doesn't. But these things are so cheap, they don't last forever, so you can't keep using that over and over again, or you're gonna find yourself in a really bad situation, okay? So just use that now and then when you wanna change that water line or any water line. You can see up to here that I have nothing on one side to the hot water line, and the cold water line is actually connected. I'm gonna connect up the hot water line and take off the cold water line to put in the new faucet. Okay, so let me get to it. First thing I do is disconnect the water lines. Like I said, one is already disconnected. I have to disconnect the one to the cold water and then the one to the top. I'm going to disconnect right here, and then up there, if you can see it, up there, it's 1/2 inch, and that's 3/8. Those are gotta come off, and so that I can put on the new faucet. And I do the best I can. I don't buy brand new. There's other types of tools that you can really use to get a really good grip on that, but I don't go out and buy that because I won't be doing that too many times. But I'm doing it now because I would like to have some hot water. There goes the water. Expect that every time you do this, of course. Okay, I found the right plier that'll work. A little bit of water, but I just wanted you to see this so you can do this yourself when you have a problem with the sink. There is a special wrench they use, and it has an angle on it. I just don't have it. I do have it, but I can't find it. Because I moved here, and you know how it is when you move. If you're not extremely well organized, well, you're not going to find anything. Okay. So I get this wrench on it. I hope you see that. Oh, here you are. Right there. Trying to coordinate the there we go. I think you see it. Once it gets loose enough that I take my hands and I get up in there and I'll move it with my hands. Because you only have so much turn with it. So I think it might be loose enough for me to do it with my hands. We'll see. Oh yeah, we do. Houston, we are landing. There we go. Now, in addition to taking that off, there's these possibly hand tighten. Uh-oh, I see an issue here. He put a cap on the cold water line. I don't know why he did that. He didn't have to do anything because that's not going to be connected. But this sometimes is hand tightened and it's not. So let me see what I can do. I don't know if I can do this with the way I'm looking at it now. I'm really worried about that other side. Well, let me give it a couple turns and we'll see if I can get it done. All I want to say when you're doing this type of work, expect the unexpected. Okay, now I finally got that nipple off, and I noticed he left the other nut on that stabilizes the faucet loose. He left it loose, which thank God for that. So this is easy to now spin off. But I still don't know why he would have put that nipple on. I don't know. Maybe it was a memory lapse. Now this should pop right off. And it does. Now we're going to move to the next phase of this, and that's putting on the faucet. The new faucet that I bought. Take that apart. You can do the same thing. No problems here with us. We can do this. It's going to take me a minute. I'm going to shut the video off until I get that done, okay? Here's the new piece. I'm going to put in place. I spend off the big washers. Actually, they're not washers, they're, I don't know, call them nuts, whatever. And I'm going to put this in place. It has a little plate on it. In the old days, they used to be a little bit firmer, and my guys would put plumber's putty on it, but we don't have to do that here. Just snap it in place. Base, yeah, it's all snapped in place. Put it in place. This is where we put the plumber's putty, but they don't really do that anymore. Those pieces are pretty great. Something's wrong here. Oh, okay, nothing's wrong. This way. So you can turn them on. Add it backwards. Okay, then I'll put these on underneath. As you saw me take out the old ones, the new ones go on similarly as I took off the old ones. Okay, I just wanted to let you know, before you tighten those nuts on that holds in place the faucet, don't do it all the way first. Just get it in place, get it snug tight, not too tight, and then make your adjustment here. Make sure you're nice and straight. Tighten down on those nuts, those 1/2-inch nuts, okay? Once you've tightened down on them, you can go ahead and put your water supply line in. And you can hand tighten these nuts, but you don't need to tighten them with anything else, no wrenches, nothing. Just hand tighten them best you can. That's good. You've got it nice and straight. And the last thing you want to do is put the water supply line in. You want to do that over here, the hot and the cold. Cold water line and the hot water line. Now you want to make your connections to these two things, okay? I hand tighten the top. Okay, we've accomplished getting the lines in, the nuts up above to stabilize the faucet. There's still one more step to do, the water stop, but I'll show you that in a few minutes. My most important feeling right now that I want to accomplish is to see if this thing is going to leak and what do I need to do to prevent it from leaking. And I have a feeling I have a problem here. I don't like the way that looks right there. I don't like the way that leans. But we'll see what happens. I think that might be a leak, but hopefully not. We'll see. But if it is a leak in here, that's going to be a big problem. I do have that other water line as a backup, but you see how it's leaning on one side? That's not good. See how it leans? Not good. This one's straight. I don't know if you can see it. Probably my hands are in the way. I'm not good with this video stuff, but I'm trying. I'm learning every day. That's nice and straight there. That's kind of leaning. There's going to be a leak on the hot water line. It's going to be right in here because it's not straight on. This plastic stuff always move all over the place. That's not an issue. But this one, I'm not confident about. But let's just turn it on and see what happens. How's that sound? let's just start the water. Let's put pressure on it right now and see if I failed. Needs to be tightened. We need the water line to be changed. We'll see right now. Turn the hot water on. It's under pressure. Okay. Turn the cold water line on. Under pressure. So far, so good. Oh, did I see a drip? We'll keep our eyes on that. I thought I saw a drip. Maybe you saw it. Did you see it? It could have been from before. But don't trust it just because you turn it on and go, oh, it's not leaking. Now you put the water on top of the faucet and you'll see if you have a leak. There we go, better. You'll see if you have a leak. Keep your eyes on that. I still see water a little bit. That's all kind of a good sign. This needs to be tightened a little bit. But don't freak out if you have a leak. Because all you need to do is shut the water supply line down again and tighten it again. That way, don't over tighten it, just tighten it a little and then see if you still have a leak. I bet you won't. Another thing you should know, if the house is older than the 70s, they may not have this type of equipment on it, supply line that looks like this, or you may have a really hard time. I don't want you to go ahead and try doing that at this point. If it's really like in the 60s and beyond, have a plumber come in and do it, because you're going to run into a multitude of bad things that's going to happen to you, and I don't want you to be upset about that. So, word of advice. Okay, you might have noticed this thing here. It's called a lifesaver pillow for your back. I use it because, hey, I'm older now. I'm almost 70. I want to be comfortable even though I'm under a vanity. I have to be comfortable. No leaks. Apparently that water on this side that I felt was from before because it's bone dry. This side is bone dry and it's under pressure. However, as I say that, you have to check the faucet. Run the water, put pressure on that. Let it come out and see what you have underneath, because sometimes this thing fools you and you think you're all set, and the next thing you know, you got to go underneath and do a little bit more tightening. Okay, now we're going to see if the sink works after all that work we did below. Cold water works. That's good. Let's check the other side. Hot water works. And I ran it a little while ago, and now I'm going to check underneath to make sure there's no leaks. Nothing there. Nothing there. No sleight of hand, no water there. We got this. Thank you so much for joining this channel. You've given me life again. Woman well over 60. Thank you so much. And have all the people that you know that need my help join the channel. Thank you. Bye for now.